Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to DDLC. So, there's just no words for how much love you guys are showing the series. I mean, each video so far, to us right now, only the first two videos are out. The third one will be out today of our recording. But the past two episodes, you guys have been blowing up, like completely blowing our other series out of the water completely. So it's nice to see you guys like the series. So we will continue doing. We'll keep pushing it out for you guys. So we have not a new game. Let's not do that. I believe we are on this one.
Yes.
Because we're about to do poems again. All right. So last time, no. So yeah, I guess yeah. So last time for us. Which will also should be last time for you, because this is this would be part 5. Last time, something happened that changed the game. I'd recommend you go watch it yourself, because I'm not going to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it. But something happened to where now we only have Natsuki and Yuri as options at this point. So, who should we go after? Should we continue going after Natsuki, or should we go for Yuri this time?
Something I've been thinking of that happened was we've been going after Natsuki, but what worries me that Yuri was kind of maybe being sad, maybe because of something else, or maybe we've been avoiding her, maybe, I don't know. So
well, that was the last time before everything happened, so
yeah. So she does have very hard vocabulary, but I'm going to get used to it. So yeah, we can try Yuri.
well, we can still go after Natsuki. I'm not saying you have to go for someone different. You go for whoever you want, but the whole Yuri being sad thing was what happened last time. This time could be different.
Well, I'm still keeping my vote.
Your vote? What is this, democracy?
No.
All right.
So, I think she liked. Actually, I actually do not know what Festo means. It does not sound like something Natsuki.
So I'm really curious, actually. So there's a mail section when you go to the main screen, and there's email is a word here. And if you select certain words, so like Doki Doki is a word as well. If you pick that, you get like a promotional art, like you get a picture. I'm wondering if we hit email here, if it will actually give us a mail thing. Plus, I think email might be Yuri, because email's not a cute word or anything.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it's not cute. Never mind. Okay, well okay, doesn't matter. As long as we get like majority Yuri, it's fine. But I just I want to see later on if we get a mail thing because of that. All right. Plus, the only word in there that I think was Yuri's was maybe electricity, but that was about it.
Yeah. Extraordinary. What?
She teleported, but that was also Natsuki.
I should have gone for climax. Oh well. I think grief is whole, and I think Yuri said once that she read horror once. So yeah.
No, we said we read a horror book once. She reads horror all the time.
Well, then she liked it. So vivid, I think. Yes.
It's weird that they're teleporting. That wasn't a thing in the first variation of this game.
Teleporting.
Gotta pick one.
Landscape.
If you find one word that's like long, you don't need to read the rest, because that's an automatic. Like if you saw determination, that you don't need to read the last 20 of these words.
Yeah. Incongruent, how you pronounce that? Yeah. Whatever that T word is, I cannot pronounce that, but it sounds like something you would like. Yeah. The second one that has, yeah, that one. I'm really terrible with pronounce.
Hey, you're taking too long.
Yeah.
There you go. Alright, going after Yuri this time. Because I want to get through the game, because as much as I love the series, I want to get through it, because there's some side stories that even I don't know about, and there's a lot of, because YouTube knows I like this game, so it's giving me people that are playing the side stories. I'm like, no, YouTube, I don't want to see it yet. Alright. This is Monika. Hi again, Ethan. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Starting again.
Thanks for keeping your promise, Ethan. I hope this isn't too overwhelming or a commitment for you.
Oh, it totally is. Reading a book, absolutely can't believe it.
Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it.
Man. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monika. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't hear the end of it, or won't see the end of it.
Jeez.
Hey, Monika, you're kind of in the way there.
Your hair is in the way.
I think that's Monika saying it, though. Natsuki, you certainly... Oh, it's the same thing. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Natsuki, you certainly have a... The music changed for a second there. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monika and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
I'm sorry, Ethan. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay?
Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance.
Anyway.
Have you been noticing what's going on here?
Yeah, it looks kind of tilted.
It's zooming in on her like very slowly.
Now that you're in the club at all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read.
Absolutely not. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask.
What? Wait, I didn't mean it like that. You. And my words. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted.
How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She's not. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I'm totally not gonna throw it in the trash can and burn it. I enthusiastically take the book.
Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Yeah, now it's back to the way it was.
Yeah.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her tense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. I'm already curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so...
That's the book you gave me, right?
I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
And a few minutes ago, I saw her eye, like, a bit, not on where it should be, so it's definitely broken. But, well...
Wait, you saw what?
A few minutes ago, or a few seconds ago, rather, then...
Those are 2 completely different time frames.
Yes. Like, when you noticed her eye was a bit off.
Like, off of her face?
Not off of her face, but like a bit.
I guess I overlooked that. I didn't see that.
Well, I did, but I witnessed it. Well, I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
Sure you did. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's the story about, anyway?
Well,
I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Ah, Illuminati confirmed.
Yes. Basically, it's about this religious camp that I was turned into a human experiment prison.
Ah, completely relatable.
Yes. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them killing machines.
Turns them into
Killing machines that lust for blood.
Ah, very relatable, Yuri. You know, that's just like an ordinary Tuesday for me.
Yes. But the facility gets even worse, and they start
Selectively
breeding people by cutting off their limbs and
asphyxiating
them too. Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyways, I'm really into it.
Yeah, are you?
The book, I mean.
Oh, so not the murder.
Not the thing about the limbs.
Ah, sure.
I'm not a psychopath.
Sure, Yuri, sure. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Ethan?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just like this kind of story. It's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. Yeah, you know what I meant. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil. Wow. How rude. But because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyway. Wow.
Then suddenly...
And then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. Yeah, Ethan character, you didn't notice that she was either screaming that or like murderously saying that because it was all in black.
It was all in black.
I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem.
Is it murder?
Yes. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts.
Okay.
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
Well, you said something strange literally 10 seconds ago.
Yes.
So, I mean, I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
Yes. Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but...
What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had to put in my bag. Alright, it's fine. Oh, alright. It's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulders as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry.
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do?
You guys can pause that and read that yourself, because Isabel's not going to catch that.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean into a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready?
Eh?
To turn the page?
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah, thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finished the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. A psychotic murderer? Yeah, makes sense.
No, I don't relate to this character at all.
Got a crazy face.
Definitely not.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Her face is crazy
Really?
now.
I was just thinking that the way she second guesses things and says things she says and all that. I don't know how I read that.
That's what you were talking about.
Yeah, I was talking about that, not the murderous psychopath side.
Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her.
The murder? Yeah, I mean, I was something else?
Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head.
Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can just rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
My breathing?
Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat.
I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Ethan? Did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Alright, poem, Natsuki, Monika.
Oh, wow. Yeah, let's do Natsuki first.
Alrighty. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poem yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. Ethan, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. Well, what? Harsh. What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, we're back.
Yes.
Monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try. But that's about it.
Yes.
Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. Well, the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring the feeling out in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I cited the humor with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Well, we only have the one option, Monika.
Yep.
Hi, Ethan. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Ethan. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. Great job, Ethan. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess that worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that in a bad way, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's totally just given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. Well, that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri!
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Yeah, we shared poems. Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other.
Alrighty. I'm sorry for being late.
No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed.
Alright. Thanks, Monika. I suppose I should go get my poem now.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident. Oh, you sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, though, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall, I believe this is the same. Closing in on me, yep. Oh, no, it's not the same. No, it's a continuation. Hole in the wall, but he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my buried eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the page and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, Yuri. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional.
Exceptional?
Yeah, that.
Eh? What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
You.
You.
He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have?
Absolutely none.
Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant...
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize is the new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness and weakened. All weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. Okay, this is the same. I flicker back. Yep, that's the same.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
You should be ashamed. I can't read jack. What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
A whole 2 seconds, yes.
A whole 2 seconds.
Took me a long time, Yuri. Ah, well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's very descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Have you seen Natsuki's poem?
Yep.
Not at all. I'm really glad you... Oh.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I want to write something a little bit more mild. Something easy to
Digest.
digest.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Mm-hmm. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Ethan.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
That's true, I did. I looked at it for a whole 2 seconds.
Yep. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their own work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of one of the poems is only being
Symbolically.
symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in our last remaining past of comfort, unable
Place.
to...
You said past or something.
What is with my...
I don't know. It's you picked Yuri.
Yes, a place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Yeah, I think I'm reading too fast. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I would probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Ethan.
Ah, me too. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Because they are. Even if they're just being nice. Music change again. There's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Ethan did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course...
Find something particularly inspiring?
Which I haven't yet. And Ethan liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress a new member, Yuri.
That's not what you're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Ethan appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know that he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way and make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Yep, skipping that one.
Natsuki.
Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you.
Taking out your own
Insecurities
on others like that. You
Keep reading.
You really act as young as you look, Natsuki.
Skipping that one as well.
Edgy. Sorry, that's my lifestyle. That's too much for someone that your mental age can go compared.
See?
What's going on?
Just saying that proves my point. Most people will learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove anything, then stop crossing over your sickening attitude. You think you can... I cannot pronounce that, so I'm just going to
Counterbalance
your toxic personality by just stressing and acting cute. The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Oh.
What is going on?
Whoa, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself?
You can skip that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on. Let Ethan hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels after you. After this. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here.
Ethan, she's trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
Wow.
We don't even get to... Okay.
Wow.
Natsuki, Yuri.
So it's the same as last time?
I don't know. We can't even save it.
I don't know what to choose now, because I don't know who's saying what.
They're both saying the same thing as last time, but we don't know what question we're being asked.
Then go with Natsuki. I just don't know.
That's
What just happened?
I clicked Natsuki.
But then it's going again?
Yep.
This is very...
Natsuki, Yuri.
We'll just do the same thing if we click Natsuki again.
Yep.
Let's try Yuri this time. What is going on? This is very unacceptable.
Natsuki, Yuri.
Do we, I wonder if we have to click so many times with the one person if we...
We can try that, but who are we doing that to?
Let's just do Natsuki. Wow.
Yep.
What is this?
Hey, Monika. You're a little close there. You're also in front of the thing again. Hey, Ethan. Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay?
What is this?
Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Yuri is rocking back and forth on her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri?
I didn't mean it.
I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did.
Ethan, please don't hate me, please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today.
It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika.
You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a bit longer.
I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done.
Well, I'm the vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today.
It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri.
It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Ethan. It'll just be embarrassing with you listening.
I guess I don't really have a choice, do I?
I'm sorry for causing trouble.
Back to poems again.
Back to poems. Wow.
Sticking with Yuri or going with Natsuki? What are we going with?
Yeah, I kind of want to stick with Yuri.
Alright. Just to go through it. Yep.
What is that?
I think we broke it.
Yeah, I think we broke it. We broke the game.
Well, now I'm just picking words. Okay, yeah. They're not responding to it. That was never a thing. What is happening?
What is
That was never a thing in the first one. That was the Happy Thoughts picture in the files that was doing that. Another day passes and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me.
Welcome back, Ethan. What is going on?
The usual scene greets me. Yuri split in half. Yep. Well, not in half, but you know what I mean. Ah, hi, dismembered Yuri. How are you doing today? I'm not sure if it's me or if it's yours expression. The expression I can't see because she's all mixed up.
Yep.
By the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little bit. There you are, Yuri.
Yeah, there you are. Hi.
Yuri glanced over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki is reading manga at a desk. And surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room.
About yesterday, I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before, and something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well.
Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. And now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it.
Ethan, don't say those kinds of things so frankly. They make me a little bit too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything is a little bit brighter when with you around, and sorry, what am I saying right now?
Hey, have you guys seen Monika? No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man, Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either. Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki's addressing her.
No, I haven't.
Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Natsuki, about yesterday. I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of those things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So...
Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday?
Wow, she actually forgot.
Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you?
But...
I'll accept your apology anyway if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear since I was always afraid you secretly hated me or something like that.
No, not at all. I don't hate you.
Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey! Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah, well, Natsuki was. I was not. What took you so long, anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kinda just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring, at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano.
Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika.
Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good yet.
Still, that must require a lot of dedication. So, I'm still impressed.
Ah, well thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's... Monika looks at me. Well, I am working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Ethan. Monika smiles sweetly. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see. I'm not sure if Monika was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I choose not to bring up anything that the three of us talked about. Besides, Natsuki has already run off into the closet.
Ethan, since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club.
Yeah, definitely. I planned on it anyway.
Okay. Can we start now? Let's find a place to sit. I'm being a little forceful, aren't I? I'm sorry. My heart just won't stop pounding for some reason.
Don't worry about it. If anything, it's nice to see you have so much energy.
Yeah, but I need to try to calm down. I won't be able to focus on reading like this.
Take your time. Yuri takes a deep breath and pulls a copy of the book out of her bag. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all.
Thanks very much. If there's one thing that I can make my reading time have any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well.
Alright. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside.
Can you hold this for a second?
Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle.
I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then I'll get some water.
She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms, especially because of her long legs. Yuri appears elegant and methodical.
Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back.
I might as well walk with you.
That's okay. You stay here. It won't take long.
Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom. Did Yuri leave you again? No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up water pitcher to make tea. Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding. 10 minutes pass. Yuri said it wouldn't take that long. Is something holding her up? I'm bored just waiting here, so I decided to go look for her. Let's see. The most logical place for Yuri to be would be the nearest water fountain. I started heading down the hallway.
Ugh.
What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing? A sharp inhale, like someone is sucking the air through their teeth. So this part's not terribly disturbing, but it's a little disturbing. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around it. Yuri? Yep.
Wow.
And I'm back.
Wow. Great story.
Great. Great.
I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Ethan, do you like
Oolong.
oolong tea?
Considering I've never heard of that my entire life, no. Yeah. Anything is fine.
Very well.
Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees, which I think is actually 10 degrees too much.
Now it's time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others.
Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. Huh, that's weird. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
Hoo-hoo. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed.
Ah, perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now.
Is that so? I was letting it show.
Were you letting it go, though? That's the real question.
And you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking. And I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway.
Ah, that's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Ethan. It's very
Endearing.
endearing.
Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Ethan, I have another request.
No, I cannot do a double somersault off the roof, okay?
Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Eh? Why's that?
It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over on my desk.
Ah, sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so? I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because my
Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading?
yes. I have terrible reading posture. So that's why we should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading posture as last time, each holding one half the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other.
I can't see too well.
Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle.
Your teacup.
Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally managed to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want.
Ah, that's okay. I won't take any.
Eh? Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages.
Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course.
Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri's already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate and to hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Yeah, because that's normal. Just like that, Yuri closed her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks.
Did I just...
Yuri looks at me like she needed to confirm what just happened.
Ethan.
Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have. Yuri starts to breathe heavily.
I can't. Ethan.
She's allergic! Suddenly, Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over.
Ethan. My heart. My heart won't stop pounding.
She's allergic to chocolate. What'd you do?
She's gonna die!
She's gonna die!
I can't calm down.
She can't breathe.
I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Ethan?
I'm not allergic to chocolate, so no, I cannot. Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest.
What is happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It even makes me not want to read.
Man, she's very allergic to chocolate.
Yeah, she really... Yes. To look at you.
You see her eyes? That's really...
Yeah, very scary.
Very scary. This is her breathing, I assume. It's time to share poems.
Allergic to chocolate.
Man, she's deathly allergic to chocolate. Alright, here we have the three this time, so. Who should I share my poem to first?
Let's do Monika first.
Monika, alrighty. Ethan, I think you saw something earlier that you weren't supposed to see. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but I don't think I have a choice. It's getting kind of dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty easily excitable when she's around you. Which shouldn't be a problem in itself, but when Yuri gets too excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with a pocket knife. Isn't that kind of messed up? She even brings a different one to school every day, like she has a collection or something. I mean, it's definitely not because she's depressed or anything like that. I think she just... Yep. But the point is, you've kind of been enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault, though, but I guess that's why I had to explain it all to you. So I think if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for her. While you're at it, don't be shy to spend a little more time with me. To put it lightly, I at least have it together in the head, and I know how to treat my club members. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. The colors, they won't. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating. I don't remember what that last one was. Something, king, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a knife on a breathing ribcage. Endless, I don't know, of meaninglessness. Delete her. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything.
Please help me.
That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
Bruh.
Okay, thanks. Oops, I don't...
Oops. Did you press...
That's okay.
Oh well.
Well, Monika also did say to stay away from Yuri, so maybe we should do Natsuki first.
Yeah, maybe we should stay away from Yuri for a little bit.
Yeah, just as I thought. Ethan, come on. I'm not stupid. I know how much time you've been spending with Yuri. It's obvious that you care more about impressing her than trying to improve your writing.
No,
To put it bluntly, it's kind of pathetic. Why are you even in this club, Ethan? Honestly. I thought getting a new member would help everyone get more involved together, not exclude each other even more. This is such a stupid activity anyway. Look, I'm not in a good mood today, and I really don't feel like talking right now. Please go away. We don't get to read her next one. Alright, Yuri's the last one.
Yep. I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you're writing for today.
Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it?
Ethan. This one might have been even better than yesterday's. How'd you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Whoa.
Hey, Yuri. You doing okay? Okay. So sometimes, for those that don't know, sometimes that's, when that happens, I think it's, like, I have to press A twice, which is weird. Maybe that's why you did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty.
That makes me so happy. It's so amazing to feel like I'm valued.
Valued,
Ethan. Everything that you write is a treasure to me. My whole pound's just holding it. I want to write a poem about this feeling. Is that bad, Ethan? I'm not being weird, right?
No, you're incredibly weird.
I'm having a harder time than usual at concealing my emotions. Concealing my emotions. I'm kind of embarrassed, but right now I just want you to read my poem too. Okay.
Wheel. A rotating wheel turning an axe grinding bolt head, linear gear boy, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a docked ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, I don't know that one. I don't know what that one is. Parabolic gear boy, expanding universe, time controlled by slipping cogwheels, existence of God, swimming with open water is all directions, drowning, a page without a page written in blood, a page written in time, devouring snakes with human eyes, a thread connecting all lining human eyes, a kaleidoscope of holy stakes, expanding gear boy, a sky of exploding stars, God disproving the existence of God. What? A wheel rotating in 6 dimensions. Foddy gears and a tickling clock. A clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet. A clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time. A bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a dock ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks. A time... Oh, God. Jeez.
Gosh.
A time sticks every 1 second. A bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a dock ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks. Oh, I read that. Time... Or no, it's repeating. That's what it is. That's repeating. Human eyes is all directions. Breathing gear boy. Breathing bolt head. Breathing ship. Breathing portal. Breathing snakes. Breathing God. Breathing blood. Breathing holy stakes. Breathing human eyes. Breathing time. Breathing prayer. Breathing sky. Breathing wheel.
Gosh.
It's a great poem, Yuri.
Yep, except when we can't read it. It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind has been a little
Hyperactive
lately, so I had to take it out on the pen. That is, a pen fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it. And now you're touching it. I'm okay.
Are you?
Where did I just... Can we just pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem though.
We would like a special poem.
I guess we can read it now. What is this?
Yeah, that's a great poem.
Beautiful poem.